All right, so we've been watching the Olympics, and there's again, because the Olympics are on, a strange fascination with the sport of curling.
I always think it's fun this time of year when the Olympics are on to watch that.
We have the founder of the actual Fort Wayne Curling Club on the line here with us, Craig Fisher. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Thanks for joining us today. I bet you love this time of year.
This is an exciting time of year for the entire curling community. When the Olympics come around, interest in curling skyrockets, and it's really the lifeblood to curling clubs to get people out to try the sport, to grow our clubs and sustain our clubs until the next Olympic cycle.
Well, I want to go back a little bit because how did you get your start? Because curling seems to be something that maybe the really colder climate cities are aware of, but how did you get into this?
So a bit of an interesting story. You're right. Curling is huge in Wisconsin, Minnesota, North Dakota, northern Michigan, and certainly in Canada, but it has not been a big sport in our area and certainly further south. After the 2006 Olympics, my wife turned to me. We had a young son at that point who was 12 years old with autism, and she thought, this is something he could do with us. So we drove 2.5 hours each way to Bowling Green, Ohio, which at that point in time was the closest curling club, to learn the sport, to play it as a family. And we loved it, he loved it, and we just sort of got hooked. Tried to get something started in Fort Wayne back then, but McMillan was the only ice available. So we sort of gave up on the idea until the 2010 Olympics came around, and we said, well, we should look at this again. And then at that point, the Parkview Ice House had just been built, wasn't even open yet, and we approached them about starting up curling and said we would form a club and invest in all the equipment, and we just needed ice time from them. And they were excited about it. We curled there for 4 years, and in 2014, we built our own dedicated curling facility in the old Nichols Bakery thrift shop and warehouse. And now we have our own facility, and we curl 5 nights a week.
Whoa!
That
wow.
is amazing.
I had no idea. Now I know I drive by your offices. You do have offices in Fort Wayne. They're on Well Street, right?
Yeah, that's actually our curling facility. Nobody knows this, but that's a very shallow U-shaped building, and that little thing that looks like a strip mall is one of the shallow U's. That building is actually probably 400 feet long.
Oh,
going back.
Wow! No kidding.
And so we've got 3 curling sheets in there, along with our warm room and viewing area and changing rooms. And the building still goes on another 300 feet past us.
Wow. Now, there's a big connection to the Olympics, which I think people who are listening are going to be really interested in with regard to Fort Wayne. What is that connection?
Yeah, so since we started the club in 2010, we've run some big tournaments. When we were at the ice rinks, we hosted the largest U.S. summer curling tournament each year. And participants in that over the years included both Matt and Becca Hamilton, who are representing the United States in the mixed doubles competition, which has already started, but also Tyler George and from the men's team, and both Tabitha Peterson and Corey Christensen, who's the alternate for the women's side, as well as Becca and Matt that play on each of those teams as well, have all been to our tournaments and been to Fort Wayne, curled with the members of the Fort Wayne Curling Club. So we have a personal connection to all of them. We also support the United States Curling Association in a number of ways.
I like watching curling during the Olympics because I like to try to figure out how it's played since I don't know the rules and that kind of thing. How do we learn more here? How do we find out more about curling?
So there's plenty of things online, but I think the best approach is to come out and try this sport. Everybody looks at it. Everybody's intrigued by it. Nobody quite understands the rules or why people are doing what they're doing. But the best way to do it is to come out and try it. We're running general public learn-to-curl sessions every day during the Olympics.
Oh, good.
From 7 p.m. to 9:30 Monday through Saturday, and on Sundays from 3 to 5:30. It costs $20 for about 2.5 hours. For the first half hour to 45 minutes, we teach people to deliver the stone and sweep, and the rest of the time, which is the fun part, is the gameplay amongst other new curlers. And you really get the hook in you once you start playing a game and start making some shots. But what people find out is it's a lot harder than you think. It's a lot more physical activity than you think, but it's also a lot more fun than you think. It's a blast.
So each night, I mean, you could come any night, pick a night, and for $20 you can get that kind of instruction and play.
Yep, you should sign up on our website.
Okay.
There are a limited number of spots. A few of the sessions are already full, but there's others that have plenty of space. So sign up for one of those things at fortwaynecurling.com. And then come on out and try the sport.
Okay, that sounds awesome,
Oh, that
Craig.
sounds like a blast.
All right, website again is fortwaynecurling.com. You can find out everything Craig's been talking about. You can ask questions. You can sign up there. And don't wait. It's extremely popular, especially during the Olympics, and spaces are filling up quickly. fortwaynecurling.com. Craig, thank you for talking with us today. Best of luck to you and the curling crew.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the support.
20 years of entertaining Fort Wayne.
It's a really good group of people. I mean, everybody compliments each other really well.
Jim and Carrie on Fun 101.7.